Okay, so I am live right now. I'm going to go ahead and connect Heidi to the live so that we can begin our topic. So Heidi is with Social Ball Media. All right, so we're gonna I hope everyone's having a blessed and easygoing or an easygoing Thursday. It is Thursday. Okay. Have everything set up.
Hello.
Hi, Heidi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It took a while for it to connect you, but it's okay. You're here now.
Yes,
How's your day going?
not too bad. It's still early for me, so
Oh, yeah, it's true. You're a different time zone, right?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I know today we are talking about, or going to be discussing hiring a social media
Yeah,
manager. Yeah, because a lot of people still don't understand why they need to hire a social media manager
right.
and yeah, like what's our duties and tasks that we provide in order to make their life easier, right? So
Yeah,
when I came across your post, I said, well, hey, let's do a live about that topic.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm Vanessa with Online Vox Media. It's an SEO service business, and we advertise businesses in our directory. And you
Mhm.
can go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm Heidi. I'm from Social Ball Media, and we do social media management here, mostly for the local businesses here in Arizona. But we're stretching, ourselves out, and we just want to help businesses stay afloat, stay on top of things. And so that's kind of just our passion project.
Yeah, great. And what is your like take on hiring a social media manager? Like, what do you convince like your target audience on the reasons why they should have a social media manager?
So with that post that we were talking about a little bit earlier that I posted about a week or so ago, I kind of just touched on three different topics of why it's important to hire a social media manager. And the three topics were pretty much saving time, ensuring consistency, and what goes behind a social media manager or somebody who helps markets. Um, and so really, whether you're a small, medium, or large company, at some point, sometime, you need to figure out, when it's the time for you to market and how to do that effectively.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, exactly. It's true. And as a social media manager, you manage your own social media, I'm assuming, right?
yeah,
So, so do I. And then we have to take time out of our social media marketing for ourselves to market and advertise our clients, right? So
Yeah.
we get
And
bombarded.
yeah, exactly. What's funny is that sometimes I'll sit back and I'll think, man, I can do this so much for other businesses. And but then when it comes to my own, because I'm so focused on, helping my clients doing what they need to do, that, at times my social media gets put on the back burner. And which is funny, but it's, when you're a business owner, you you want to have time to essentially work 110% on your business and your clients, and give 110% on that, so that the other things don't overwhelm you. And I think I see a lot of that when it comes to when I have business owners talking to me, oh, well, I just don't have the time. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to do. And so essentially, it's like, don't feel guilty, sad, or overwhelmed or stressed about that. You should be focused on your business, and you should be focused on making your business 110% and giving all that you can give to your business.
Right.
And yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. So at the end of the day, you shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I didn't have time to post a picture or to tell people about, my
The new
deals,
product.
or
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
That's like
so yeah, and you get that a lot, and you feel that, I don't know, that regret, I guess, or, just that stress that you feel. And when you learn to get to a point to outsource certain
Mhm.
things of your business,
Yeah.
then you can work efficiently and effectively when you're able to let certain things go.
Yeah. You're right. It's so true. So I know you had four steps or three or four reasons why to hire social media manager on your feed. So
Mhm.
the first one was to save yourself time. What is it that you meant by saving yourself time?
So just essentially, just kind of what we've been talking about, so that you can focus on your business and give that point of that stuff there your attention, so that you can grow, and that allowing a social media manager or allowing certain other people to take care of other things in your business, so that you can make sure that if you're selling a product or if you're selling a service, that you can give your time to that and not feel stressed out or overwhelmed by all the other meticulous little things that you have to do.
Mhm.
And essentially, when you save yourself time, I mean, girl, time is money, right? So when you save yourself time, you're allowing yourself to actually be in a position to make more money, or to help a client, or, to showcase your products and your services, and just know that on the back end of things, those things are being taken care of by somebody that you know and trust. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
it's true. Because sometimes we'll forget about our page and then we're just so focused on making sure that we optimize and advertise our target audience or our clients that we're working on or working with at that time. We want to make sure we're giving them our 100% focus on their business and promoting their business, right?
Yeah,
Um, Consult Kelly LLC said it's like guilt and stress. And then she said it's due to the hype around social media.
definitely. I
Yeah.
definitely think so. I mean, and I think that we're all guilty of that too. At the end of the day, when I go, my downtime at the end of the day after putting my kids to sleep and stuff like that is to scroll through social media. And you do. And there's so much hype around, oh, I should have been doing this, or I should have been doing that, and I should have been doing this, or,
Yeah.
and really it's that facade that we build up in our heads that it should be a certain way, and that I need to be doing this, and this.
Mhm.
I need to be all of my business. But when you break it down with, bigger companies, essentially, when they first started, yeah, they might have first started in their garage, but eventually they knew, okay, I'm making more money. I need to outsource certain things,
Mhm.
and so that I can focus on this brand being bigger and better. And then, Coca-Cola didn't, the CEO of
Overnight.
Coca-Cola doesn't do his own marketing, you
Yeah.
know, and,
Exactly.
he's not out there trying to, be the salesperson. They outsource that.
Right.
And so when we think of the bigger picture, even if you're a small business, we need to have a big mindset, and to know when it's time to, hey, I need some help here. I need some help there.
It's true. It's true. You're so right about that because we're a small business as well, and we're outsourcing different type of industries, right? So
Mhm.
we're advertising, and it's like we're not taking those same advertising steps for that we do for our clients for ourselves. So
Right.
then we end up feeling stress. And then when we try to be consistent, we still fall off the wagon, right? So it's like you definitely need somebody else to take that task so that you can feel at ease, even as a small business owner.
Definitely. And I
Yeah,
think that goes to show that even when you have somebody in your corner, that accountability gives you that boost to keep going and to keep pushing
it's
too.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I started the business, it was just me by myself. I was doing everything, so I wear so many hats
Hmm.
in the business, and I literally only got on social media maybe a year or two after starting my business, and I don't know, it's like you're advertising yourself and then you're advertising other people, so it's like, do I even have time to even advertise for myself?
Yes.
Because
I get that so much.
yeah, because you can hire someone to do the job, but then you're gonna still feel like, are you doing this right? No, I want it like this. You're still gonna stress,
Yeah,
about things going your way. But
exactly.
lucky for our target audience and our clients, we are social media managers. Well, I'm not a social media manager because I don't literally go on individual pages and post and do all that. The only thing I do is create done for you ads,
Uh-huh.
and I invest into their Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. That's what I do for my clients. Other than creating a business profile for their business on directory, because I have
Uh-huh.
a directory, right? Business. So I list them on my site and I advertise them through that. I optimize their pictures and just their profile in general so that it gets picked up in the Google search results.
Uh-huh.
And additionally, I just do social ads. So I don't technically do social media manager, but I still convince my clients to get a social media manager if they're
Right.
not on their social media consistently, you
Right.
know? So what is the procedures do you take as a social media manager? Like, do you go, like, you're the one setting up their accounts and creating the ads as well and posting them? Like, what do you do next? Like, let's talk.
Yeah, so essentially what I do is that, like, our our procedures is essentially we meet with the clients, we meet with the business owners, and we have a series of questions of their needs, their concerns, and we create strategies for them based on their needs and concerns. We do a lot of research for them, and so depending on what they need, we will do anything from creating their content. So, if they're having any sales or promotions, I'll create their little, promotions for social media. Their captions, I write all their captions for them. And I also have photographers that will go out and, sorry. I also have photographers that will go out and take photos for them if they need, professional photos done, so that they have them and we have them as well. So, we do a little bit of everything for them depending on their needs. I know not every social media is all, they're not, managers aren't, they're not created equally. Everybody does things a little bit different. But essentially for me, I want to know the ins and outs of how your business works as if I'm an employee there,
Yeah.
because then I can be more effective in marketing. And I I also feel in that sense that you have some sort of um what's the word? Um there's heart behind it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
From learning from that business and why they do what they do and why they're so passionate about it. It's like, well, I want to be passionate with you, you know, because how else am I going to be able to promote your great products or services if I'm not
Yeah.
feeling passionate about, what you do?
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, that's what I do as well. What I do before I start creating their ads, the only thing I pretty much ask them is like, okay, what's the theme? Like what's your ad theme right now? So they'll give me
mhm.
colors, and then from there it's like I freelance it. It's all my own. So now I have
Yeah,
to like read some blogs. I have to go on their website and do some, research and just take in all that information for that industry because I hop from different industries every day. Like today I'll
yeah,
be doing a towing industry and then tomorrow I'll be creating an ad for like a bakery. So it's like I have to take in all this information in order
yeah,
to be creative and put myself in their shoe. Like what kind of ad would you make? What kind of ad would you make? Like what
right,
would you say?
exactly.
Like I would have to know their personality. Like what would you say for this kind of ad, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I try to have that kind of like friendship in a way with them so that they understand that I'm taking this creativity seriously, you
right.
know? Yeah.
And we have clients too that, the other day I was talking to somebody and I'm like, hey, I really want to get you stepped up to do, maybe let's do some reels. And they're like, what's reels? It's like, oh, okay. Well, you know, and and when you're on social media so much, you often think that everybody knows, the social media things and
Trend.
stuff like that. And sometimes they don't know. I have a business owner who says, I wouldn't even know how to get onto my Facebook, because he's just
Yeah.
not tech savvy, and so that's where we come in and we can help and we can show them like, hey, this is free marketing, essentially, Instagram and Facebook, and it's like, you can use it, it's free, like use it, it's there for you. And and we can come in and help them. So
Yeah, for sure. I get that a lot as well. Like, I'm like, okay, do you have, because I ask those like details as well. Like, I ask them, okay, do you have social media? Do you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? And a lot of them would be like, no, I don't have time for that. Like, and I'm like, did you ever think of hiring a social media manager? And they're like, oh, I'm not really into that and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, it's all you need is just take pictures of the jobs you do on a daily basis
hmm
and come up with some captions, you
yeah.
know. Um, don't forget the hashtags. So these are like
Yeah,
the 3 pointers that I'll give them all the time, but for them, they don't understand, right? It's not their thing, it's not their lingo, so they won't understand. And it's like you have to reschedule to really sit down and have that discussion with
yeah,
them on how social media will help them grow. Well, not really grow, but give them more online visibility.
right, right,
Yeah, because
exactly.
like even if you're like a landscaper, you don't always get clients from social media, right?
Right.
Um, you can get information about the landscaping business and what they do, and you could see pictures of what they've done, but it's not all the time that they don't get their target audience through social media most of the time.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
especially if they're not DMing people to be like, hey, are you interested? You know what I mean?
Right. But I
Yeah,
think
like
it also, it gives them, so last year during the pandemic and everything, here in Arizona, we were a little bit more lenient about, the pandemic stuff as, more of the East Coast was like, we're shutting everything down.
mhm,
And so here, for instance, we weren't sure who was open, who was closed. We weren't
mhm,
sure who was providing meals, who wasn't. And so I think a lot of that, the businesses were drowning, essentially. They were either drowning or shutting down. And one of my clients, for instance, is they were open through they were able to be open through the whole time of the pandemic, and they
mhm.
were providing, food for people. And um, but people didn't know if they were open because they were drowning so much in their business. They were so busy
Yes.
that nobody knew their Google wasn't updated, their social media wasn't updated. And so I kind of just went in there and I, was like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. Like, the people should know. People should know that you're open for business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so sometimes it's like, you know what? Maybe their Google isn't updated, but their social media, they're up to date on it. Or vice versa. They're not up to date on their social media, but their Google is constantly updated. And there's that link that we
Mhm.
can help with to make sure that those things are available. And so, with social media, you get the know, like, and trust of businesses
Yeah.
where, like if you're doing a Google search, then you can get all the information that you need on their Google or their websites.
Mhm.
And so it all links together and it all can, when it's all working together, your business can thrive.
True.
And, so
Update, yeah, because I didn't understand that either as well when the pandemic just started, or not that it just started, but when it was like close to ending. So we'll say like last year, the ending of last year.
mhm.
Like I would call like a nail salon or a hair shop and to see if they're, because I have to call. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call first before I go there because
Yeah,
one of them it's not accurate, and I'm not trying to show up anywhere where it's not accurate, you know.
exactly.
So I call all the time. I'm like, hey, are you guys open? What till what time, you know? And if I notice that their hours is something different, then I'll be like, oh, well, your Google My Business account shows a whole different business hours. I
Yeah.
think you should update that. And maybe that's why you're not getting as much calls or getting anyone stopping by because you didn't update it after the pandemic situation kind of cooled down a bit, you know?
Yeah,
So it's like you
exactly.
have to update these things. And that's what I mainly do is I update everyone's online presence and I
Yes.
show them like, hey, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Google My Business, they all go to the same place, and that's Google search.
Yes.
So
Yes,
anything you
exactly.
type in there, it's gonna come up. It's gonna show all your online presence that you have in general, you know?
Yeah. And if they're
Yeah.
not all linked up with the same information, people are going to be like, they're going to go to the next in line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So,
yeah. So to the social media guru, Heidi, um, I'm enjoying this live, but yes, the social, like you can talk, there's so much things to say about being a social media manager, you know? So yeah, if you guys are interested in getting a social media manager, Heidi is the one to contact at Social Ball Media on
yes.
Instagram.
Yeah.
You accept DMs as well, right?
I do, yeah. And I
Or-
do free consultations as well. So if anybody wants to, get scheduled for a consultation, they can definitely do that as well. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. And if you're still not updated on your Google search results or on any directories, you can contact me at Online Bucks Media to start advertising your business in the search results by getting a business profile. And there's other little treats included with that. Okay, guys. So it was nice speaking with you, Heidi. We will definitely be keeping in touch if I do, if I do get a client that doesn't is interested in getting a social media manager, I will definitely have them come your way. Because like I said, I'm not a social media manager. All I do is create ads once I'm done creating the business profiles for
That's
clients.
great. I'm gonna have to pick your brain on that too because I think I have some clients that might need your help. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, just, make them aware that, they're just like what we were saying, like making sure their online presence on Google is all accurate is the best way to go, even if they're active on social media but don't know nothing about directories. Yeah, it's the same thing. So great. What time is it? 12:32. Okay, because normally when I do lives, it's like 30 minutes I normally do. And I know we were like 5 minutes late, which is okay.
yeah.
What I normally do, Heidi, is after my lives, what I do is I upload the audio version and I just post it as a podcast.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll send you the link once I'm done uploading it. And it's pretty much, yeah, it's a fun podcast that I
Awesome.
decided to start creating a podcast just to touch on certain topics in the industry.
Great. That's awesome.
Because, we all need somebody to discuss or talk to about certain things,
Yeah.
like, so that's why I find it very interesting to do live events with other marketing analysts in the industry.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're in Arizona, right?
Yeah, we're in Arizona. So for me, I think it's about 9:30 here, somewhere around there.
Oh,
So yeah,
oh,
we're
okay.
3 hours.
I'm in
So
Philadelphia.
okay.
Yeah. Well, it was nice meeting you and speaking with you on this topic of social media manager. So we'll be keeping in touch, and if anything, we will definitely do another live event on
Yeah,
any topic that we
definitely.
should. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. It was so nice meeting you.
All right. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye.